Cool. All right, reintroduction. I am Mexico. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to the first episode of Shit Talkie Tuesdays. Actually, on Tuesday, not Thursday this time, like last week, where we kind of just did it to get it out of the way to talk about PAL World versus Pokemon. Today, I'm going to be talking about Justice. I'm going to be talking about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. For those of you watching on the secondary YouTube channel, the first YouTube channel has already gotten this warning. Spoiler alert for the Suicide Squad game. If you do not want to hear any spoilers about the video game, you have been forewarned. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already heard about what's going on with the game. I do want to talk about it. So, all right, I think my co-host is here. Can you what's can you hear me? Headphone?
Oh yeah, I could hear you. My headphones were just messing up, so you were just sounding like super robotic, and I had to spend a while fixing it.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Maybe you know what? Maybe it's the signal. I don't.
No, that's just the headphones. Something with the computer.
Nah, you're good though. I mean, I just got started. I'm actually looking for an image for our topics that we're going to be talking about today. So I don't know if you heard, but today we're talking about Ikkicon 2024, and we are also talking about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and we're going to be talking about some con drama, some other shit that's going on in the community in the state of Texas. But the first thing we are going to discuss is last night we actually had our review for Ikkicon 2024, and it did great. It did really well. I think it got a when okay. I think damn it. Hold on, I'm trying to find like an image, something that I can use for the podcast. So let's see. So I can join us. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. Anyway, so we're talking about Ikkicon. So the convention happened a little bit over a week and maybe a week and a half ago. And so we had people come on the show last night. Shout out to them, Mafu, Solitaire, Deacon Rap, and Josh from Zeros to Heroes came on the show to review Ikkicon, which got an 8 out of 10, which is a really good score. Their first reviewed convention of the year, so they're in the first in running. But there's like, so for those of you that are not in the Facebook group for Ikkicon, somebody actually posted like a big rant, like a review rant on the Ikkicon Facebook group page, and it was just kind of like, have you seen it, Dankapus? Have you seen the review that somebody posted?
Yeah, the big rant about the how man, this con should have catered to me instead of like the wider audience.
Yeah, that. Yep. I actually have it right here now, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this. Let me actually get rid of the banner real quick before I read that, so we can see the rest of it, and I'll go ahead and read it out loud. So this is an anonymous participant in the Ikkicon Anime CTX official group. They say the following: I'm really trying to be nice and not to be a Karen, but this was my first Icky, and honestly, I am so incredibly shocked and amazed at how incredibly disorganized this convention is. I know that it has always been disorganized, but wow, this was next level. First off, you guys claimed you walled off the area for Yokai Night, but I saw tons of small children walking around and catching elevators during Yokai Night. I don't want to be walking around in a venue at night with a revealing costume on around minors. There is no reason to allow any minors at this con at any time of the day. There are plenty of other all ages and local library conventions and community events that are kid friendly. This resort should have fully closed to the public except for the convention attendees are a separate building on the property. Also, I spent nearly 4 hours on an injured foot looking for my car in the awful unlabeled parking lot, and the staff and security valet was completely unhelpful. Like, I hope Icky is never at this venue ever again, ever in life. I've been attending anime conventions since 2007, and I have never experienced anything like this. It was unbelievably how bad this con was. Unbelievable. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where do we even start with this shit? I guess we start with the first paragraph.
God, that's a lot for like a first paragraph too. Like
So
the
they
level of entitlement right there.
it really is, the entire post is just a stupid level of entitlement. It's really stupid, and how like this person, it's just I wish I knew who it was. I have no idea. Obviously this person is a little seasoned. Okay, fuck that. Old, if they've been going to con since 2007. Trust me, I've been going to con since 2007 and I'm old. The first thing they say is they don't want to be a Karen, so they're trying not to be in Karen, but they insist on being fucking entitled and bitching and complaining the entire post. This is my first Ikkicon, and honestly, I'm so incredibly shocked and amazed at how incredibly disorganized this convention is. How okay, so I'm guessing they might have had friends that went to the convention, and like they have had past experiences with the convention. And for those of you that don't know that are joining us, Ikkicon is a anime convention in Austin, Texas. Well, now Round Rock, Texas, but it is in the Austin area. And so it is one of those conventions that it's the biggest anime convention in the Austin area. I can just say that for sure. And it's definitely one of the coolest ones that hey Ninja Fart Knocker, Ninja, by the way, if you have anything to share, add, or you want to contribute, or if anybody that's joining the channel right now that's it, I'll lose viewers, whatever. But if you want to come on the channel today, we do have a open mic policy for the first few weeks of this new show. This show is going to have a lot of open mic this season because it's the first season. We're trying to get it off the ground, and we're trying to get the new YouTube channel off the ground. We're streaming on simultaneously on two YouTube channels: the Shiitake Tuesday YouTube channel and the Geek Survivor channel. We are not on the Instagram today because for some reason this shit is not working. I can't get it to work, and I sound old. The Instagram, but yeah, no. If you want to join us,
As long as you got something to say.
yeah, no. I'm trying to see if I can get it to work on Insta real quick. No, but like if you want to share with us, share your thoughts, share anything. Let me know. Well, we're just talking about we're going to be talking about several subjects next week. We're going to be talking about Ikkicon, the Ikkicon hater. This post became pretty infamous. We're going to be talking about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and those of you that are just joining us, spoiler alert. I will try to do a spoiler alert every 5 to 10 minutes. Because people do watch the show. People do show up late. People do watch the show after. I mean, people that watch the show afterwards are going to see the spoiler alert anyway. But people do show up late to watch the live show at later times throughout the show. So, spoiler alert, you have been warned. But if you've been on the internet, you pretty much already know what's going on. Okay, cool. Send me a message on Instagram. The reason why we do it through Instagram now and not just send you the link in the chat is to protect ourselves because we had somebody come on the show and show their wiener when
Oh
we were.
goodness.
Yeah, it was when we were talking shit about Matsuri one year. No, I'm dead serious. Like somebody came on the show, pretended to be Jace, and they showed their wiener, and I was so fucking pissed. Like I started like yelling and cussing. You could tell I was frustrated and pissed, and I thought we were gonna get shut down. Luckily, when you watch the replay, like there's like I don't know, it was gone. It wasn't there. It was gone. But I didn't want to take the chance anyway, so I took down the podcast. Like that's the problem with doing live shows, though. Anything can happen, so we have to like. Sometimes the show's just on. Yeah, it was awful. I mean, like who does that crap? Seriously, people try. People always spread like people always try to get the show shut down. People always try to get us. People badmouth us and make up fake rumors about us, about me, just because they don't like the fact that I'm not kissing their asses. I'm not kissing the convention's asses.
Mm.
Or I'm not kissing Anime Matsuri's ass. I don't kiss anyone's ass. No. I mean, if you want me to kiss your ass, you better start paying my bills, put food on my plate. You know, my Amazon cart's looking pretty full. Till then, I'm not kissing any ass. But we're talking about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. It's already created a lot of controversy. The game does come out this Friday, February 2nd. You can get early access right now to Suicide Squad, the video game, on the PlayStation and Xbox gaming consoles. For I think the game is $100 right now for like the limited edition to get early access to it. But yeah, there's a lot of people bitching. They're not happy with the game. And we're going to talk about it. So you have been warned about spoilers. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show. We're going to talk about the Ikkicon issue that's going on. We do have somebody that wants to come on the show, so I will address that message. But Dankpuss, what is your like? What do you think? Okay, so they're talking about disorganization of the convention. I feel like you've worked with cons before, right?
Yeah.
What are your
Oh
like?
boy, yeah. Sorry, I'm reading the thing at the same time, and it's like, man, like it. I don't know. As a person who's also physically disabled and stuff, and also having attended the past Ikkicon, I'm just looking at this like the screenshot on the screen. Oh my god, hi! I'm looking at the screenshot on the screen and going like, man, I myself couldn't get to the elevators. Like I have a mobility disability, and though I didn't really see that as that much of an issue that there were children there. I mean, I hadn't seen that many kids at the con myself, and I rarely walk the con floor, so maybe that could be it. But I think throughout the entire weekend, I only saw like 5 kids. That was like one or two per day, and then most of the children that I've seen that were not at the con were just in the hotel lobby because it's a resort. There's families there.
Right? Yeah,
Like
that
as
makes
a
sense.
parent
It's a
myself
water
too.
park. I'm a parent too.
Hmm.
So there are anime conventions that are distinctively 18 plus that make it. They make everyone aware that they're 18 plus. You have Etchy Expo, Etchy Fiesta,
Hmm.
Ushicon. Those are the only ones I can think of in Texas.
And there's fucking Kimochicon. There's Sumicon that's in Vegas. There's one coming up. I may or may not be plugging it right now. Hentai Matsuri in San Diego.
Mm-hmm. I know there
That
was
one.
Hentai Con, Hentai Dash Con,
Hmm.
Hentai something, Dick Swinging Battle Royale Con. I don't know.
Yeah, like Dick Fight Island Con or something. But like,
Jesus.
I wonder what possessed that person to make that manga. Anyway, like,
So, Miss Petite, I did send you the link through Instagram for you to join. I just wanted to make sure that you're not like somebody that's you know I don't. I hope you don't get offended by me
mhm,
having to. Anyway, uh, so I'm just reading this shit again. It's crazy. It's like you walled off an area for Yokai Watch, but I
mhm.
saw tons of small children walking around. So that's where I was confused. I'm like, okay, are the small kids? Let me raise my microphone a bit so I can actually sit up straight. Uh, so we were wondering, and we do have Miss Petite Cosplay joining us on the open mic forum. They are backstage right now. I'm about to let them in. Welcome to the
Hi, how are
show.
you?
We're doing
Hello.
great.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. Welcome to the Shit Talkie Tuesdays podcast, the podcast dedicated to just
Thank
talking shit about stuff.
you. Well, I mean, if we're gonna start, I mean, as you stated, we're talking shit. But there's also some truth to this. I know someone who was had a booth and was supported by the staff, and this person is a well-known scammer now.
Oh,
It
are we
scanned
talking
me
about
too.
the are we talking about the wig thing?
Yes. You oh, so it's becoming big now.
Oh,
Yes.
so Dankapus already kind of we talked about it earlier today. So
Yeah, like
we
briefly.
yeah, briefly she mentioned that she wanted to bring it up during the show. That's
Oh,
absolutely fine. We can talk about that. Yeah, I just didn't want to talk about that yesterday because yesterday was focused more on the review of the actual convention where shit
oh,
talky like so we reviewed the con last night. So today now we're just talking shit about like the people that are just bitching, complaining, and the wig thing that I heard about. Because I don't know if you guys have heard, there's a lot of shit going on right now. There's some stuff going on in
Yeah.
Oklahoma. There's some shit going on with Victoria Comic
oh.
Con.
Yeah, I was also at home at wow, it was to say it's a disaster. I almost just by the sheer luck because I was in another podcast for cosplayers and goodness, I almost drank from the water station, which was
Oh my
Wait, wait,
goodness,
whoa, whoa,
I'm
whoa,
so
whoa,
glad you
whoa, whoa.
didn't.
Wait. What's going? So hold on, hold on. Stop, stop,
sorry,
stop.
sorry.
What? Wait, what's going on with the water stations?
Oh
Oh,
my god,
home
did you
at
not hear?
the water stations at home at were all roofied.
What?
So a lot
Yeah.
of people got sent to a hospital. There were no, I mean, okay, after the end of day one, there were a bunch of officers and security guards just going around because they had not hired anyone to be there. So there's this thing called the game, which some devious people they do a body count on how many people they can get with. And so they were targeting, apparently there was a list of like if you were a female Genshin Impact cosplayer or Chainsaw Man female like Makima Power Mona from Genshin, they targeted those people. But since they spiked the water stations, everyone was getting sick.
What the fuck?
People were dropping like flies, and Hallmark came out saying that there were no cases filed, which was
That was just a
not true.
lie outright.
Yeah, they were trying to protect them. I mean, they're still trying to protect themselves. They have not taken down that post, which is on their Instagram. And a lot of people went to the police because, of course, people went to the hospital because of this. Someone was like not responsive. Um, yeah. So I saw people. I saw stretchers going out of the con, in and out. I am not lying. I wish I was. So I didn't drink anything, after learning about that, because people were posting it back to back, like 5 seconds between each other on their stories and everything. So I was like, oh shit, like I'm scared. I was actually scared for once. I thought this was my favorite con, I'm telling you. I was looking forward to it. And then afterwards, like during it, I was just worried about drinking anything, eating anything. And yeah, people are not happy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Give me a second. My
No worries.
uh, the, the life of a podcast. Sorry. These kids! I swear to God, my nephew let my dog in here, and now he wanted to get out. I'm not going to name the convention, but something similar happened to a anime convention.
Yes, they target a lot of big conventions. Yes, Ninja Tante. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but yeah, there's a lot of conventions that they have targeted, and there are these people who they just kind of like it's a competition of who gets more people, you
That's
know.
such bullshit. Like that's such horseshit. I'm so sorry about that.
It
That's
is.
fucking fuck. I mean, what the fuck? First off,
Yeah.
I have been on the receiving end of that shit. I don't
Oh
know.
crap.
Like, so this happened at a convention in Austin, not Ikkicon, but it happened at a
Yeah.
convention in Austin. We were drinking. and we were at
Wow.
karaoke. My friend runs karaoke, and I don't know what possessed me to like grab the like this dude was giving out drinks to this girl, and I don't know what
Oh.
like I just snagged that drink out of his hand. I'm like, thanks, bro. And he was
Yeah.
like, he looked at me all pissed off. He was upset.
Oh
He
my
was like,
god.
dude, that's not for you. It is now. And then I drank it, and it turns out like I felt like shit. I blacked out. I felt like shit. I felt like death.
Oh god.
I was really, really sick because I have been roofied before prior to that, and I knew exactly what it felt like, and it felt the same. I was like,
What?
Jesus fucking Christ, dude! That guy put something in the damn drink,
Oh Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
goodness.
and because I blacked out after that, like shortly after that, I don't remember anything from the whole night, and like, like it
I'm
was,
glad
it's an,
you're okay because like, if it happens to someone with like, I don't know, a heart condition or something, that could really fuck them up.
I know it can. I just wanted to die. I was like, I was supposed to be in the cosplay contest. I was supposed to go get judged for craftsmanship, and I pretty much told him like, look, I don't want to be in the fucking contest anymore. Tell the judges I quit. I don't want to be here. Like, I don't feel good. I
Wow.
feel like shit. I didn't have any panels to do. I felt better. Like, I drank a lot of water and I took some medication, so I felt better throughout the day. But like early in the morning, I just wanted like, I'm just like, oh my god, somebody just hit me with your car. But going
Ah,
back to the other convention,
yes.
this happened in 2000 and I want to say 2009, 2008, 2009. It happened at a very popular anime convention. They are pretty big in Texas now. They're not Anime Matsuri and they're not Ikkicon. I'm not gonna say who they are,
Yeah, no
but
worries. But
uh, they so somebody had put acid in the water,
Oh
what?
goodness.
and acid, I don't know, like no one's gonna say, oh yeah, I know exactly what that's like, because it's, but
That is so screwed up.
if you know anything about acid, like, and I'm not gonna call anybody, I'm not gonna ask anybody to step forward to say that they've taken it or not. That is a hallucinogen drug. You trip so fucking hard. You can have a mental
Ah,
breakdown if you're not prepared for it. Like it is a trippy
jeez.
drug, and you have to like psych yourself for it. You have to like prepare yourself to take it. If you take it and you don't know and you're just not mentally there. Now everyone has a different reaction to it. But like, man, I remember one person that worked for the convention. She was driving home, and when it changed from like concrete to asphalt, the road, because concrete's like gray and asphalt's like black. When it changed, she flipped out and had to pull over on the side of the road.
Oh god.
And like that shit is insane. Like your reality starts warping. Like you start seeing shit, you start hearing shit. It just depends on what you took and how strong it is and how strong your tolerance is. That shit hits you, and it hits everybody differently. Like you could see people that are not there. You could have a great time. You could have a bad trip. You could be screaming. You could be laughing. You could be just like laying down on the floor, staring at a tarp, watching it change colors when it actually didn't. It's insane to think that. And this is not like, okay, well, okay, he probably just bought like a gram of he just bought like a tab of acid and just threw it in the water and it just hit everybody the same. No, you know how much acid you would have to bring to to put in the water for it to affect everyone at that level? How much like to for one drug, for them to take the Rufalin drug and put it in the water, they didn't just put like a little bit in there, they stuck a lot.
Oh
That shit
yeah.
was prepared, they were ready for it, they
No,
spent a lot of money.
they were warned, the Hallmark. So that was just like the screwed up part. They were warned about that these people were going to target. Yet they didn't have any precaution, or they didn't have they started giving out water bottles, after realizing that they were in deep shit, basically, because
Yeah, that
everyone
makes
was get
sense though. Like I've never really seen a convention, like the conventions don't guard the water stations. I've never seen a convention
no.
do it. The hotel staff will do it, hotel security will do it.
Yeah,
People
but they didn't have
generally,
security. They
they
didn't
didn't
have
have that either.
security. No, afterwards they did, because the police were arriving, the ambulances were arriving, because people were just dropping down, and someone was unresponsive. People thought that someone was missing, and they were apparently not even IDing minors. That for some reason, apparently there was like a 13, there was a there were 13 plus raves that were selling alcohol and not IDing minors, which makes no sense. First of all, if it's 13 plus, there were 18 pluses on the other side. But why are you gonna have like, I don't know.
I have to agree with one of the statements we got last night. So I agree with the statement that all raves, if it's going to be okay for legal reasons, most conventions will not call raves, especially in Texas.
Mhm.
Mhm.
In
They
Texas,
call
they
them like
call them,
dances.
yeah, they'll call them dances because raves insinuate drug usage, people doing lines of coke in the bathroom, shit like that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
yeah, doing Molly, doing speed, doing acid, doing shrooms, something like
Hmm.
people will take X at raves, and X is like a speed drug.
Yeah, I've heard
So
of it. I never done it. But
I've been around the
wow.
block. I might not.
Or
I've been around. I've heard stuff. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Northside, Texas, Houston, Texas, near Airline and Acres Homes. For those of you that know, you know.
oh
But
yes, Ninja says after parties. Yes, they're also called after parties. But the thing is, it was 13 plus. Why are you gonna have
Why
bars?
would it be 13 plus? That's so
yeah,
like
that's kind of weird that they specified 13. Like,
Exactly. Like that's okay. Make it make sense. If it's 13
mhm.
plus, why are you gonna have, you're only allowed to have drink alcohol at 21.
Mhm.
So why are there bars?
well, okay, so they probably did the bar. So most cons. So the hotel probably did. The con do the bar? Or was it the hotel? Did they do the bar? Was it hotel run or con run?
I mean, I'm it was the last year that I was gonna be at that hotel because that hotel hates the congoers because of shit they've done in the past, which is
I
just
don't blame hotels, and that's the thing.
yeah.
That's
You
like a whole
cannot blame hotels for
subject.
that shit.
Yeah, you can't, and that's a whole subject for another shit talkie podcast.
Hmm.
Like hotels absolutely do not just anime cons, but
Mhm.
hotels absolutely hate a lot of conventions. I have worked for a hotel, and
Oh.
we had a pageant, one of those kid girl beauty
Oh,
pageants, shits,
oh
whatever the
God.
fuck they're called. And like they had a staff meeting about it, and they were talking so much shit about it. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna stink. It's gonna be like screaming kids. They're gonna make a mess. There's going to be a lot of cleanup. These people like break shit. Like it's like insane. This was a beauty pageant convention, so it's not just cosplayers that are like little shits, but it's like a lot of conventions. And this is like this hotel had like a what is it, a dominatrix, like one of those adult convention things where we had to curtain off the area. It was a bunch of people in leather and assless chaps, and it was kind of crazy. I didn't check it out. I was not definitely not my thing, but it was interesting to have that there.
Wow.
Mhm.
I did not expect the beauty pageant, but I mean, I don't blame the hotels and the venues because yeah, you're gonna have them bad apples. They're gonna just uh,
Yeah, always.
yeah, the parties definitely do um affect how people act because they have like this pre-party game, and then there's a party, and then there's the after party. It's just party, party, party. I mean, people are gonna go wild,
Right. No,
and
I'm part of the party crowd of conventions. I definitely do have hotel room parties. I like the parties. Uh we do, so we mostly have our big party at Delta H Con, and we do ID at the door. We have kicked a lot of you motherfuckers out of my room.
Man, I feel that.
And like here's the thing, like we people steal shit from our room all the time. People stole shit from us this past Delta, which we are
Mhm.
reconsidering our policy on the open door policy. Uh
oof.
but I mean, there's like we definitely clean up after ourselves. We have trash bags. We pick up everything. We clean up our mess. But there
Mhm.
are hotel parties that I went to one year and I walked into the suite, and the guy let me in. They had drink. They had like all the drinks behind like a bar, not behind a bar. I'm sorry, on a table in the room. And so I walk up, and there's like a circle of like 19-year-olds sitting on the floor, just like chilling, talking to each other. I guess they were. I don't know if they were playing a game or not, but you could tell they were young because, like, when you're in a room party, you're not gonna sit on the floor in a circle like that. You're gonna socialize. You're gonna walk around. You're not gonna become like a goddamn Snorlax and block the hallway. So, like, that's the problem with a lot of room parties. A lot of these parties, is they don't ID people. They don't check ID. You know, at least to drink, it is 21 and up. But don't listen to people. Don't listen to people when it comes to the age of consent thing. If they're not 18, don't even talk to them. They don't exist. They're not. Don't make eye contact.
True.
Don't, like, for
Yep.
me, it's if you're not 21, I don't even know why why are we friends. I do have
Please don't talk to me.
I do have a couple of friends who are like children to me because I'm old enough to be like their dad, and I give them advice. I'm like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do something stupid like that.
Because I look okay. My friends say that I'm like the big 1'3" because I look young. So I'm not exactly bothered when people ask me for my age because I understand, you don't want to interact with a minor. It's like
Mhm.
that's hot shit. You don't want to get into trouble, so that's fine.
Yeah,
You ask my age.
so I was like, how old are you? And I didn't want to ask, so I just went on your Instagram, and you do look really young. You're like, I'm probably look like you're 21.
Way past that, but I did have to put on my TikTok because I look young, so I understand. I had to put like I'm over 21. I'm not a minor. Heart emoji because people tend to think I am under the age of 18. So they have to have I mean, I try to look my age because I don't want to act like I'm younger. That's just messed up. Other people do that, but I don't understand the conscience of that, the morals. Uh, why pander to? Well, anyway, that's another topic. But
I mean, it depends on your perspective of acting childish or acting like a child, because acting like a child can mean different things for different people. Like, for me, acting like a child is as soon as I go to Walmart, which I do, I go to Walmart a lot. The first thing I do when I go to Walmart is hit the toy section. First thing I do when I go to Target, hit the toy section. Hit the
ooh,
toy
that's me with
section, then electronics, and then get what I need.
me. Video games, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right. So, like, when I go to the mall, what's the first thing I do? GameStop. What's the second thing I do? Target toys section. What's the third thing I do? Hot Topic Funko section. And all right, well, like, why are we here at the mall again? And then, then that's when I had to do. That's what I do when I have to do.
What about you, Danktopus?
Uh, about like looking young or children, I get like a lot of people telling me I look super young, and I'm like, that makes me uncomfortable. Um, my friends and I, we throw a lot of room parties. Like every Texas Con that I go to, guaranteed there's like I'm going to a party and I will be inviting a ton of people to come with me and hang out. And I think there's always been something happening at these parties. Like Colossal Con was partially like the biggest, nicest convention for us because we rented out the entire floor of that hotel, like of that area in the hotel just for the party and stuff. And
Wow.
somebody drugged our friend. Like this guy, we already didn't like him. We kicked him out for like just trying to
Oh
making everyone
yeah,
uncomfortable.
I
Yeah.
heard about that. They came on the show and
Wow.
commented on that, right?
Yeah.
Wait, can
They
you
It's
actually.
like
explain?
So we can't really go into details during the show as to what happened,
Okay.
mhm.
just to protect the. But somebody that was part of Dankapus's crew, so they were fucked up. They got fucked up completely. They were a DJ. If I'm,
Mhm.
they were a DJ for the show. and they were supposed to work that night, but they were so completely incapacitated they couldn't do shit. They couldn't do shit.
Jeez.
Turns out somebody had like fucked them up and like slipped them, gave them too much to drink, maybe slipped them something, like whatever the case may be. This kind of messed up the night because this person was technically like there's no problem with having a few drinks and but as long as you can still do your job, you still be coherent, you can still work, it's cool, whatever. But you
No, I
got
got the full tea on that. So
you
the
do
guy kind of did it as like it was partially revenge, but he was trying really hard to get on the main guy, the guy throwing the party, getting on his good side. We kicked him out for making all of our bartenders, because we had the whole shebang. We hired bartenders, we hired DJs, we had like everything going on. It was like a little mini
Mhm.
rave, like we were throwing our own party, like big party, like an actual like venue thing.
Mhm.
And this guy, he wanted so hard to be like a part of all of it. Like I kind of felt bad for him, but nobody else did. He just was really like on about himself and making everything about himself. And so we kicked him out of the bartender thing because this guy kept like really insisting that we let him make this drink called, quote, the limey bastard, where it was just gin with a lot of fucking lime juice in it. There was nothing good about it. It was just lime juice, but with like a shot of gin. And like so I was trying to be nice to him, but then he kind of put a damper on the first night by like trying to take over the Beyblade tournament that I was holding in this, because I'm part one of the hosts. So I was hosting the Guitar Hero and the karaoke thing, and we did the Beyblade battle in the middle of the room, and he kept trying to like get in my way and like take over the thing, and I was like, no, no, yeah, no. Then he started getting into arguments with people, and then we're like, okay, get out, just leave, get out, like you're making my bartenders upset. We don't want you here. I had to tell you like 20 times to stop. And he was like, oh, well, if this is about like the Beyblade thing, then I could, I'll stop. And I was like, that's not what it's about. It's because you're coming in here and just making everyone upset and not apologizing. And I'm glad you apologized for that, but that's not the reason why. So then the next day, this was the day where the drugging happened. He was giving out like edibles, but he did not tell the DJ that it was an edible. And it just so happened to be a really, really strong edible. Like, it was like 3 times the normal amount, is what I was told. But, like, DJ was straight shot. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do any kind of drugs whatsoever. He
he's straight
likes
edge.
to pride himself, yeah, straight edge. He prides himself on being the goodest boy. And, we were, it was so bad. Like, it wasn't, he got a little too fucked up. He almost went to the hospital. And, like, they were going to pump his stomach and everything because he started having a seizure because he'd never taken any substances before. And so this guy, like, understandably, we were all very upset about it because we loved our DJ. We were very attached to this guy. He was a good friend of ours. And so, you know, basically most of our group were like, we got to find this dude, because just because he couldn't be a part of the party, he had to go drug our DJ. Like, that was so fucked.
Yeah, so I actually heard about all that except for the hospital part.
Hmm.
So like I said, it's not really my business to put out there because I heard what happened. The guy that was kicked out did approach me and say like, hey, like, I don't know what you heard, but I didn't do any of that shit. You know, I'm like, oh well, that's like, you need to take that up with the group because for one, like, I don't know. Like at the time, I didn't know the full story. Like I didn't know anything. I just heard that something had happened. Somebody got kicked out. Like nobody had really told me anything. And then after he had spoke to me, then somebody, like, I think not just you, but like at least like 3 other people had said something to me, and I was like, what the fuck? And so, like, the guy that pretty much got in trouble, he's already said that he doesn't want to go to any more conventions anymore because blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't want to say this to, I didn't want to say anything, but I'm pretty sure, like, after what happened, you're kind of on everybody's shit list right now,
Hmm.
and like, not you. there's no excuse. There's no fucking excuse. The guy was straight edge. It ruined the whole show. It fucked up somebody's night. Somebody went to the hospital. Like,
Mhm.
does he even have insurance? Like there's just no excuse. No excuse on all. There's no excuse. Like, this is bullshit. Like, it sucks, and it really does suck. There's not really. I don't know what to say in this kind of situation. It's just one of those instances where it's like, God damn, that is fucked.
Yeah, no, it was really fucked.
That is
I've
really screwed up.
had people steal like upwards of $500 from us before. Had people steal like $400 worth of weed from us before. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's kind of brings me to what I have to say about like con goers or some con goers, because I know it's not everyone, but there's definitely like a level of what kind of shit can I take from this con today? And I'm still looking at the screenshot and I'm just sitting here like, you're one of those people where I'm pretty sure if you came to our party, you would have been like, oh man, there aren't enough seats in here for a, party that like has 6 beds and stuff or whatever, or like
yeah,
there,
like
there aren't
the
places to sit.
individual that like the
Mhm,
one group where they try to fit like 10 people in like a regular double bed room, and they're
mhm.
complaining on the internet. The room was too tiny. How many people did you have? We had
Yeah.
13 people. Uh
Why did you have 13 people?
like what the hell is wrong? Like 13 people, you should have gotten 2 rooms.
Exactly. That's a lot of people. Like that's way too many people to be cramming in one room. Well,
Right?
I'm
I think
just
the most I've ever gotten away with is like 6 or 7, and that's pushing it.
mhm. I could never imagine putting like 13 people in one room.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Uh addressing some comments. So our buddy says, I remember that night. You're gonna have to specify which night you're talking about. Our room was on the floor. Cops kept patrolling right outside. Okay, it's probably the Ikkicon one. No, not Ikkicon. I'm sorry, Colossal Con. Colossal Con. It's there's a lot of cosplayers. Like I said, they stolen from us too. Like somebody stole $500 in cash from our room.
Yeah, same. Just right out of my friend's wallet. They apparently they opened the wallet and just went and took the money. And
Jeez,
we're
same.
pretty sure these people were underage. And there's a big issue with underage people in Texas sneaking into room parties. Like, really big issue. I've had to like uncomfortably confront a bunch of like people as young as like 14 to tell them like, hey, you can't be in here.
Yeah, like where the fuck are your parents at that point? Are they in here? Are they part of the party? I would never like. I know conventions are supposed to be family friendly, but I don't see myself taking my daughter to an anime convention overnight. Maybe for a day when she's older, but definitely not something that we would do overnight. These people got
Like,
me
I'm
laughing.
a parent of a young child. I think they're 9 years old now, and like I don't take my kid to conventions because I know a lot of con goers are like very mean and like to like push people around. So like hence the person in the screenshot like, oh, I saw so many kids going to the elevators. It's like they're probably talking about the elevators of the hotel because yokai night was blocked off. There was like no kids there. There were no kids even going up and down the elevators to the hotel or to the con floor because that was like at fucking 8 at night.
Yeah,
And
actually
that's when
about
people are
that.
starting to take their kids up.
Let's talk about that for a bit because we had Mafu and we had Solitaire on the show last night, and they said that the elevators were not they're not part of the convent. They're not where the yokai was. You have to walk across the hall. So this individual wanted to be able to walk around in a skimpy outfit throughout the con from their hotel room straight to the yokai area. No restrictions, nothing holding them back. You realize, and I don't know who this person is, and I hope they're watching. I hope you're watching. I hope you fucking know that even for fucking Etchy Expo or any adult convention, when you have a risque cosplay on, you have to cover up until you hit the con area, the con sanctioned area. You have to be covered up. For one, the elevators are part of the general public area. You are still considered in a public area, even though it is a commercial public area, still considered public area. For one, the con is not responsible for booking the entire resort to make you happy. This convention is not an adult only convention. It is a family convention with adult themed entertainment at night after hours.
And it was
Just
only one night.
right, which is kind of weird because the rave for 18 plus was Friday night and not Saturday, which I should have been other way around. Actually, as a matter of fact, I would do an 18 plus rave and I would do a 21 and up rave. You know what? What about the people that are 18? We want to have fun too. Go to your room and watch anime. You're at an anime con, go watch anime. But with that, like, there are going to be children. People are going to take their kids because not everyone has a babysitter. Not everyone has like their parents that could babysit their kids. Not everyone has like abuela at home who can help. You know, people do have kids, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off when people shit on other people that have kids. Like, oh well, you're a parent. You should have thought of that before. I did, fucker. Like, people act like, oh, all children are mistakes. No, children are not mistakes. Like, people do plan on having children. They've already
Yeah.
planned and prepared financially or whatever the case may be. Just because you don't have a kid and you want shit to be one way doesn't, it's like people that bitch about WWE wrestling. They bitch that, oh my god, it's PG, they made it family friendly. Yeah, because kids watch the fucking show. If you go back and you watch the shit from the 90s, a lot of the wrestlers that took part of WWE during the 90s said they would not allow their kids to watch. So I don't know how we got away with a lot of the shit we did in the 90s, but a lot of that shit doesn't fly anymore.
I agree. I was one of those kids that watched it because of my older brothers. But I probably should have watched it. But they took control of they took the controller basically. So
that's how it be
but
sometimes.
Yeah, it just be like that.
So I mean, this person's bitching about the elevator, about going from the elevator, going from point A to point B to reach point C. I do not feel like they are justified in their complaint at all. They need to get off their goddamn high horse. I couldn't find the post. Maybe it was taken down. Maybe they took it down. I don't know what's the case. I couldn't find it at all. But, you know, once you get to the yokai watch and you have a revealing outfit, sure, whatever. Who cares? I honestly thought when they posted this that there were minors in the yokai area, but that is not the case. They were just part of the general convention.
oh,
And
well.
that's the thing, like, I've noticed about cosplayers. Like, it's always like you hear a lot of bad shit like coming from like conventions, whether it's somebody roofing the fucking water or putting acid in it or giving somebody a spiked drink or like stealing or you know, like wearing fucking shit they shouldn't wear at a fucking convention filled with children.
Yeah, I mean, back to what you said. I mean, yes, of course, conventions are going to have children because it's a family friendly. I recently have trying to get out of my shell because I'm super introverted and shy, but I also like modeling. So, I'm aware that there are going to be children. So at least until I get to the con floor, I wear like a shorts on top if it's revealing or a skirt that I can just take off afterwards. But I don't want to, expose myself to little kids. I mean, that is completely messed up. I agree with that.
Yeah, you don't want to be like the reason why little Timmy just discovered there's more to life than just anime.
But yeah, I had to I wanted to point that out. Like that is completely acceptable. As a parent, you don't want your kid to see something that, well, I don't know if traumatize is the right word, but definitely make them see things in a different light when they're just little kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's really interesting, like that, and to kind of go back, I think it's interesting that you say you're an introvert, but you like modeling, you like putting yourself out there. I think like 80% of the con community is full of introverts.
Mm-hmm.
People that, like, do I really have to go out there? Do I really have to
Yeah, true.
talk to others?
Oh no, but I was actually kind of like a selective mute as a kid for most of
Hmm.
my childhood until maybe half of high school. But I mean that was because I was just uh had a lot of anxiety. It's just genetic. But cosplaying honestly helped me a lot to get out of my my comfort zone because and same with live streaming. I mean, neither of those were in my plans because I mean, I came fresh out of college and I didn't know I was gonna cosplay. I didn't know I was gonna be a live streamer. I thought I was gonna be doing something different. But you know, life never really goes the way we plan, which I'm still happy with how it is.
Hmm. I'll admit, like, the first time I went to a con, it was hard for me to. I mean, it wasn't too hard for me to make friends because I just started talking to random people. But the first time I started doing the podcast, like, I was so damn nervous and shy. It's weird because I've hosted panels before. I've done lots of panels all over the state like at so many different conventions. I've done them for Ikkicon, San Japan. I've done them for A Fest, Anime Texas, Anime Dallas, Anime Houston, all the a lot of this conventions.
Wow.
And it's crazy. Like, I can host a panel in front of like 500 people, but the first time I hosted my podcast, I was so it was awful. It was crazy, and I guess that's part of like the nerd geek opening out experience. Like, you start off one way and you just get better at it, and you just grow from there. But it's really interesting and cool to just come out of your shell once you've broken that shell and you come out of it completely. It's a whole different world for you and a different ball game from that point forward.
Agreed, agreed. I think you're doing amazing. I mean, I could never speak in front of 500. I mean, at least for now. But I know I wouldn't be able to do that because I have a stuttering problem, and I've had that since I was,
I
since
have one too. If you haven't noticed, I'm also I do have some reading. I'm also dyslexic, so sometimes I'll
yeah,
mess up. But, like, to continue the Ikkicon conversation,
yeah.
and this is so we also have some other things that we're gonna announce today because we didn't get a chance to announce them last night because we actually didn't know anything till last night, till after the fact. So this resort should have been fully closed to the public except for the convention attendees are in a separate. That's bullshit. First off, I don't know if y'all like the viewers. This is to the viewers out there. I don't know if you've seen this uh Kauai or Kalahari, Katamari, whatever resort. The resort's huge. The resort is massive. The resort's like a damn mall. There's no way they're gonna book the entire thing just for the con, just for the convention. Not gonna happen. So this person needs to get off their high horse because this is not happening. First off, they don't have to cater. The hotel itself doesn't have to cater to shit except for the people that are renting, except for the rented area space that's booked. So, like, yeah, no, they don't have to do any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, it says this is the one that gets me the most. Also spent nearly 4 hours on an injured foot looking for my car in an awful unlabeled parking lot, and staff and security valet. Okay, that's already fucked up. That sentence is already messed up. So it should have been I spent 4 hours looking for my car in this awful unlabeled parking lot. The staff, security, and valet were completely unhelpful, but they just, they can't English for some reason, whatever. Uh why okay. I have questions. And I hope somebody can answer them, but why were they there if their foot was injured?
Yeah. If as somebody with a mobile disability myself, like I personally cannot be sitting for longer than 6 hours. And whatever the reason why I don't walk the con floor so much and so often is because I have that mobility issue. After a while, I need to sit down. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my friends complain that it's like every 30 minutes I have to sit down. And it's like, yeah, because I physically cannot walk. And so, you here with an injured foot, I'm 100% certain I have seen you at the con. I'm 1,000,000% certain I've run into you and you've bumped into me and you were very rude to me. I'm 1,000,000% certain. And I remember you had a scooter to hold your foot because it was broken. So, you weren't necessarily on the injured foot, but at the same time, like, the the parking lot was separated for where the convention itself was and the hotel was. They are separated. It may not be labeled, but it's very clearly like the hotel parking lot is on the right side, and if you're facing from the hotel, it's on the right side, and the con parking lot is on the left. If you're coming in from the road, it is on the right side. Like the con parking lot is on the right side. And aforementioned, they didn't rent out the whole hotel. Like, a lot of people have stickers and stuff on their car so they can find their car. It's not necessarily the valet's, like, problem to find your car if you did not pay for the valet.
It's actually none of their, all the people that she named here, it's none of their problem. It's not security's problem. It's not the staff's problem. It's not valet's because you didn't pay them anyway. How are they going to be helpful to you? I can't find my car. Okay, where obviously you don't know where you parked. So what does it look like? It looks like a car. Okay, what make and model? I don't know. It's a car. It's a Honda. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's not how the conversation went, but I can guess as to how it went. They're not going to know because when it's a massive fucking parking lot, like you can literally you can pin the location of your stupid vehicle on your phone, not just Apple phones. You can do it on Android. You can literally go on Google Maps and look at directly on the map as to where you are located, get the latitude and longitude, get that. And people probably don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to latitude and longitude. But you can get coordinates for where your vehicle is on your phone. You don't have to do something special. You don't have to do anything. I feel like this person was just, I feel like this person is bullshitting and they are fucking making shit up. Because the con got a lot of positive reviews. The con got a lot of positive feedback. People were impressed that they did so much with the skeleton crew, despite the fact that there were so many mishaps.
Mm-hmm.
This person is like one of those people that are like, oh well, everyone's happy. Fuck. Let me read to you. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna read it because I might lose a follower on that one. Yo, what's up, Legacy Nerd? We're talking shit about Ikkicon. Were you there? Let us know. By the way, Miss Petite Cosplay, were you at Ikkicon as well, by any chance?
I had some friends going. I didn't ended up not going, but I mean, I consider myself a bit of a newbie, still at cosplay because I started when a bit before COVID hit, pandemic, and then all the cons kind of they shut down for a while, which is understandable. So I got into the cosplay and convention scene pretty late, but I fell in love with it immediately. I've always been a gamer, so my brothers are pro Smash players. They were going to a tournament, and I ended up going one the night before, so I just whipped up a cosplay in less than 2 hours because I saw a VA that I liked was going, and I got recognized by the VA. I was just
Nice.
I was fangirling. I started stuttering. I was like, oh shit, I sound like an idiot, but I got a photo with her, and I just ended up loving it, how people would light up when I would ask for photos of their cosplays. And I was just kind of shocked at how you know how I was being so confident asking for photos because I would have never done that in the past. That was just something new. But I was just so kind of in the fangirl mode that I would see I don't know, Dragon Ball Z, Frieza, Cell, cosplayers. I was like, how did you do that? And it made these people's days just asking for the photo. So I ended up loving it, and some people came up to me for photos, which was, I was shocked too.
I mean,
I
I've
made
seen your
that.
cosplays. You look okay. So I've seen your cosplays. Not to be a creep or anything,
It's okay.
but your cosplays look great. You look amazing. You definitely have like the model
Oh,
look
thank
going
you.
on for you. It's definitely, I've been, like I said, I've been around the block. I've seen a lot of cosplayers. I've seen some really amazing cosplayers. I've even met some celebrities. Like for one of our followers, which is a really good friend of mine. We met when we were drinking at Anime Houston. His name is John Gramillion. He's a voice of Gentle Criminal from My Hero Academia.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we like it's so funny how we met too. We were doing karaoke, but for the guests, where the guests come and sing karaoke instead of like everyone
That is
else.
so cool.
And so hey man, he's like, oh man, you should come on the podcast. He's like, what is y'all like? We were both drunk, and we're like, hey, you should come on our show, bro. He's like, really? Oh, what's y'all show called? Oh, Geeks Five Ever. I'm like, oh, we talk a lot of shit. And he's like, wait a minute, I've heard of y'all. No, I said, yeah, we do Geeks Forever. He's like, wait a minute, I heard of y'all. Yeah, y'all are that podcast that talk shit about everything. I'm like, yep, that's us. He's like, I fucking love y'all. Uh, he's not-
Whoa, you guys are. That
he's
is
like, oh my
amazing.
god. I couldn't believe like people that are like voice talent, like they're supposed to be celebrities. They're like, yeah, I've seen your show. You're the guy that talks shit about everything.
That is so cool that you got recognized by a VA. What?
Yeah,
Aw.
I mean, I don't think it's like for me, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, cause we've had John Ruger on the show, which I would like to bring back. John Ruger, for those of you that don't know that is watching the show, John Ruger created Tiny Toon Adventures and Animaniacs.
Wait,
Steven
what?
Spielberg, yeah. I'll actually send you the link. It was from like a few years ago.
Oh my god, I loved Animaniacs and Tiny Toons. I grew up with both of them.
Yeah, so he came on the show. This was right around the time they had announced the reboot. He came on the show to review. We talked about the show. We talked about the show hadn't come out, and then we're like, okay, so hey, we're gonna have you come back on the show after the reboot comes out, and we'll review it. I couldn't host the show. Like I didn't host the second one because I had COVID. I was producing. Uh, but I'm trying to look for it right now. I know it was like in 2020, 2001, 2021. I mean, and so he comes on the show and then he openly admits, we've like, hey, like they're asking about the show, and he's like, yeah, I didn't really watch it. Uh, like I wasn't planning on watching it. Uh, didn't really want to do any like he admits that he had no intentions on watching the reboot because him or his kids had nothing to do with the show. Like that was on our podcast. Like that, I feel like that was a great show. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do the second interview where he talked about that stuff because I had COVID, and COVID was like really,
Oh.
yeah, it hit me real hard. Uh, I thought I was gonna die when I got COVID, but like
Oh,
no,
I'm glad you're good now, but
yeah, thank you.
I didn't
I'm
know
trying to find it.
his kids weren't it? You said?
Yeah, his kids were involved. I think their voices or something. Can somebody in the comment section let me know? I remember he said his kids were not involved with the show, so I'm guessing they were involved with the original interpretation of the show. Or I'm sorry, not interpretation, the first run of the show. But can somebody let me know? Uh, let me know how his kids were involved. Maybe I think there were voices or something. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I have to look for the interview. It's been a few years. I know, and like the YouTube system here sucks.
I really
Uh,
want to start YouTube, but Ninja Tante says he will be at Anime Sunika in my town. I'm not sure where that is.
oh yeah, I remember Frank Todero was on our show. We both ended up getting drunk. It was a disaster.
It always starts with a drink.
No, because it was like he was here on Friday. So in 2020, we had the show every day of the week,
Wow.
and it was really like it was a lot of work. It was so intense. Okay, this is when John Bailey was on the show.
Oh, I know John Bailey.
He was on
We
the
used to be
show, but
streamers.
yes, he was really cool. Duct Tape was on the show. VA Comic Con Backlash. I'll have to send it to you later. But yeah, we did an interview with him, and it was a great show. It was definitely cool. So like we've had like Optimus Prime on the show. We've had one of the
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles on the show.
Yeah,
Uh,
John Bailey, he did Optimus, and he was in the reboot of Animaniacs.
no,
He's done a
John
bunch.
Bailey. John Bailey is the Honest Trailers guy.
Yeah, yeah, he's done the. I
He
was.
does he does an imitation of Optimus Prime,
Yeah.
but that's not. We had Optimus Primal.
Oh, the actual Optimus. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we had his voice on the show.
Dope.
We've had other show like we're gonna do another show at the Black Table Podcast, but we'll see how that goes. John Gramillion will be at Animes and Nika in my town. Ooh, when is that convention? So I can bring on the show to promote the con. Uh oh, by the way, Legacy Nerd, how was Retro Mania? Let us know. Actually, I would like to bring you onto the show to review the convention. Ninja Tanti also comes on the show and reviews anime cons and comic cons and all kinds of cons. So we're always looking for people to come on the show to review the conventions they go to. But to go back, just to finish up with the Ikkicon thing, I think it's really. I'm not gonna like. I don't know who posted this. I don't know who this was. I think they're just trolling. I think they're bullshitting. I think this is anonymous for a simple fact that they were just throwing shit. They were just trying to shit on everyone's parade because the con did really well. Yeah. Does it have its issues? Of course. A lot of conventions have their own issues.
It's not like everything will be solved in one go. Like, things are gonna be all over the place a lot of the time.
No, absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right. Not everything works out smoothly. There are some of the biggest, like Colossal Con probably had its issues. I'm pretty sure Anime Expo, the biggest anime convention in North America, possibly the world, has its issues.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no, definitely.
uh, Anime Matsuri has issues. I hate that convention with a passion, but
Oh my
I
god, anime Matsuri mentioned.
that's right. Everyone take a drink.
See, I'm not done talking about Ikkicon because there's some deeper things happening with one person who was a part of the skeleton crew. I'm not naming names, but a lot of people know who this person is because this person is very infamous in the community for sexually harassing people. Um, Anyone that they could get their hands on, basically. They've sexually harassed multiple people I know. And this person is also best friends with the aforementioned wig scammer. And
Let's
apparently, at Ikkicon, both of those people
Wow.
were a huge topic during the con itself. And a lot of people were talking about how uncomfortable they were being at that con, knowing that both of these people were being supported by the staff.
let
Well, to be honest, the wig scammer was only being supported by the one person, though. So,
okay. So that actually, let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about the wig scammer because y'all both have briefly mentioned it.
Oh yeah, I am a victim of the wig scammer.
So before we do that, before we continue,
Yes.
non-stop surges until close. It was great. It was interesting because the build-up peak was starting to wind down. It's had surges. Okay. I definitely need you on the show to go in more detail. So, guys, if we don't get a chance to cover the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League topic today, I will come back tomorrow and cover that. So the Kill the Justice League video game has just come out. No, it's coming out this Friday on February 2nd. If you if you bought the game, I think it's the digital deluxe version of the game, which was like $100, and you get early access to the game. People have already started playing the game. People have already released footage. They've already released spoilers. Spoiler alert! Real quick, another spoiler alert for. It is called Kill the Justice League. There's a lot of things to talk about as far as that go. The game is possibly breaking the internet with spoilers and the fans being absolutely pissed off with what happened in the game. So there's a chance we might not to get to talk about that tonight. So I will cover that tomorrow. It is called, once again, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It is coming out this Friday for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, digital and physical copies. You can get your copy right now at the PlayStation Store, Xbox stores. The game is $70. Be warned. The game is an online service game, so be warned as well. But it is So this is spoiler alert going in three. You guys, do y'all care if I spoil something?
Not really.
But no, I mean I don't have the PS5 or Xbox, unfortunately.
So spoiler alerts in three, two, one. It is confirmed that Suicide Kill the Justice League is a continuation of the Rocksteady Arkham series trilogy. The Batman Arkham trilogy is connected to Kill the Justice League. It is a continuation, the same continuity. It's not an Elseworlds. Elseworlds, it means an alternate universe. It's not an alternate universe. They are connected. It does continue the story. A lot of people are not happy with the game. We will talk about that tomorrow. That's all I'm going to go into as far as spoilers alerts go. But it was confirmed in the game itself, that it is a continuation. And the internet right now, especially the gaming community, the DC Batman gaming community, is not happy.
I need to hear more about this podcast. I need to tune in tomorrow.
Well, it depends on how long we take today, because we still got a couple other things to talk about. So let's talk about the wig scammers. So we're going to talk shit about wig scammers. For one, as a cosplayer, I stopped wearing wigs 11 years ago. I haven't worn a wig for a cosplay. Even when I cosplayed Goku, I gelled my own hair, which
Oh,
was a
Goku!
pain in the
Wow.
ass to wash.
I don't
Oh
blame
yeah.
you for not wearing wigs because God, it gets so warm, and just the tangling and just, it's a lot of work too. But I would love to see your Goku cosplay. Not gonna
I
lie.
think I have an image somewhere. I'll look for a picture, but thanks, Buzz. Go ahead and get us started, because I really don't know all the details. You briefly shared some information with me, but I did
Oh,
say that we could go into detail. Petite, you can go into detail. Which one of y'all want to start?
I'll start since I have
yeah.
it like from the beginning. So this person, they opened wig commissions like early, like super early of 2023, and they had, I say had, which is probably not true anymore, a good reputation amongst the cosplay community for quote being nice, but it never ran any deeper than just being outwardly nice to people, or like not having a mean demeanor of sorts, just being somewhat okay to talk to. And when they started their wig commissions, they did start taking a lot of commissions, but when I knew them, they would complain that they didn't get a lot of commissions, though they would charge people upwards of like $200 plus for their wigs. At which, okay, sure, I'm not really gonna get in the way of someone's bag, and I believe a lot of artists should charge like professional rates. But according to people that I know, they were just not working on the wigs. And whenever they were asked, hey, you have this wig that needs deadline, are you going to work on that right now? She would just kind of push it off and say, maybe later. Oh, but I just smoked a bowl of weed and I can't work when I'm high. Or, oh, well, I don't want to do that right now. Or, I have time to work on it. I work on wigs really fast. And week by week went to month by month. And some people have been waiting on their wigs for about a year. She's refusing to give people their refunds, and this source comes from several people, not just one person. There are a lot of people who've had wigs that had substances on them. I'm not saying any like drugs or anything, but like bodily fluids. There's some people
Oh, gross.
who their wigs were coming with just broken, and
Blech.
some people just weren't getting them at all. And a lot of these
Mm-hmm.
people, she's just going, well, I'll give you a partial refund, or
Yep.
why do you want a refund? I'm working on your wig right now. And it's a lot of these people had their deadlines last year. And
Yes.
the biggest one for me was they were blaming someone for being the reason why they wouldn't work on their wigs at all. And, but it wasn't necessarily that person's fault, because that person was the main person trying to push them to work on those wigs. Because this person is a master class cosplayer, they know how important it is to have all the elements of your cosplay ready. So it was very like frustrating. Other than there's a whole slew of reasons why this person's a terrible person, but it was really weird seeing them at Ikkicon, knowing that all of the controversy that's surrounding them, and knowing that all of these people are probably going to be talking about them, they're saying things like they're scared for their safety going to Texas conventions now, despite this actually being an issue with people all over the U.S., not just in Texas.
Hmm.
And although I feel like that's kind of weird to go and say, "Oh, well, my physical health is at well-being," because no one's going to do anything to you. They just want their money back. And this person is best friends with somebody who was hired onto staff at Ikkicon, and that's how I believe probably how they got their booth at Ikkicon to begin with.
That is messed up that they were able to get a placement, a booth, just because they're I mean, they know this person, sort of.
I
Um,
don't think that's
it's like
exactly
a
why, but
favoritism.
I feel like that has something to do with it. There was like a lot of like controversy going on with this one staff member as well because mentioned yesterday, a lot of people were upset that there wasn't like cosplay meetups and this and that, and people were getting kicked out of where they're taking pictures. So one of the reasons why, and there were a lot of people who complained, "Oh, the convention's not letting me take pictures in the arcade." Well, the arcade isn't really a part of what was happening at the con, but a lot of people, con goers, were taking sexually explicit photos in the arcade. Aforementioned, there are kids there. So a lot of these people were like taking risque pictures or even lingerie photo sets in the arcade, and one of these people was a staff member,
Oh,
What?
and yeah, was one that staff member who was friends with the wig scammer was taking sexually explicit photos in the
my
arcade,
God.
and the photographer present, that staff member also was scamming them out of thousands of dollars as well. So, I'm just a little sitting here like Ikkicon was told, or somebody from Ikkicon was told about this staff member, and I'm a little disappointed that a lot of the people who had issues with the staff member didn't come up and say something about it because they're scared of retaliation, but now we're seeing the actual, like, we're all getting punished for what they're doing as well because now like, for most of that con, especially on the first day, but on the second day, only half the people could take photos in the arcade. Like, most of the people at that con couldn't do their cosplay meetups in the arcade because of that one staff member.
Wow, that became icky. Basically, that's. I mean, you're representing the con. Why would you do that?
And
And that baffles
like
me. I mean,
and it's just like, wow, like, and for whatever reason, I know that the con, they're happy they're coming back the next year, but I feel like it would be a little bit in poor taste if there's all this controversy buzzing around the one of your staff members who was there, and supposedly working, although I heard that that wasn't really the case. And they're also bringing in another person who's known for scamming people, and then the whole con themselves. Like, I've heard a lot of people talking about those two people in particular, and I've heard a lot of people. A few of them came up to me telling me about the scammer themselves and like what happened and how these people were like scammed out of, like, one person was scammed out of like $200, another one was scammed out of $300. One of them, when they got their wig, it was like in a plastic bag and like folded up and it wasn't even styled right. Another one, the wig just like fell apart in their hands. Another one,
ridiculous.
like, they had to have their friend fix the whole wig. And these are
Hmm.
like, I just happened to walk up to a friend of mine and be like, oh, I don't feel comfortable because that one person. And then all of them came up and were just like, oh yeah, they're a scammer. And then I didn't see that girl the rest of the con, and I'm assuming it's because so many people were just going like, oh, she scammed you, she scammed me too. And it's kind of crazy that, like, the repercussions of your own actions probably cause a lot of other things to go on in the background.
I mean, for someone to be shit talked during a con, they must have scammed a lot of people, and that is just disgusting behavior. as one of the commenters stated, unethical.
It's fucked up.
Yes. Put it bluntly, it is.
That is some shit.
Oh boy.
There are so many people that work conventions that are so fucking so I don't know if you guys heard, but no, you probably didn't because it's not really like a big of a deal, or at least they didn't make it a big of a deal, but we did talk about it. So there's a vendor that goes around anime conventions. They're a dealer. They go to a lot of cons and stuff like that, and yada yada yada. Um and they have some very shitty views of the LGBT community and some other stuff. Let's just put it like this: it's really, yeah. God, how do I even put it? So this guy got in trouble one year at Onicon because he got into a fist fight with some other cosplayer that was notorious in the community. Or he didn't get into a fist fight with them. They were bullying this kid and they threw water bottles at him. They both got arrested. So this guy was bragging about, oh, I got this person arrested. I'm the reason why they went to jail. I'm the reason why now they're banned. I'm like, yeah, but you went to jail too, asshole. And you're the one that bullied him. And he goes on the internet and says some really fucked up shit about like the LGBT community. He also has like very, very backward, shitty view on like a lot of policies and politics and shit like that. And like nobody, he's a vendor. This dude's a vendor.
God, goodness.
And he
I
even
have,
looked
a,
fuck boy.
I have a feeling like I know who it is, but I don't want to say.
I'll tell you after the show. I can't.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Can't really name names.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's to protect ourselves from possible issues, lawsuits, the whole 9 yards. But with that being said, I mean it's bullshit. Like there's a lot of like one year there was a vendor who they were selling like CBD oil and like edibles, pretty much like a weed booth. Pretty much. Let's just put it like that. It was pretty much like a weed booth. They were selling all kinds of shit at the con, at the damn con. Like it was cool. Like for me, it was cool as shit. But I heard they got kicked out, they got in trouble, yada yada yada, because they weren't really checking IDs, which is shitty. You can't do that. You can't.
Oh my goodness.
There's so many and then there's vendors out there that sell bootleg shit. Like you already feel like some people like they already feel like vendors are already overcharging for stuff. They're charging too much. But for somebody to come out here and do like scandalous shit, especially with body fluids and wigs. Ugh.
The body fluids thing, that the body fluids weren't even from a human being. That's the worst part about it.
Whoa, wait, what's going on over here? Whoa.
So nasty.
Wait, I had problems with mentioned Ikkicon staff and the previous All right, we're gonna go ahead and show that one. So this one is coming from one of our viewers on Twitch. I also had problems with the mentioned Ikkicon staff member at a previous con. I'm guessing they're talking about the same one. A lot of them touching me inappropriately after repeated attempts to ask and get them to stop over the course of the whole weekend, over the whole con weekend. What the fuck? So obviously Ikkicon has gone through like every con has its bad apples. I'm not trying to defend anyone or excuse anybody. I'm not doing that. A lot of cons have like some bad staff members. I remember there's one con in Houston. They had a staff member who was grooming people, like for real.
Goodness.
Or I don't know. He got in trouble. They fired him. His I don't know if he was grooming. I heard he was a pedophile. I heard different stories. I have seen firsthand how he is really strong with underage girls. Like he came on we were at a pool party and he was giving out Pokemon plush dolls, and one of the girls in the pool was like 16.
Goodness gracious.
And he's like, and she's like, he was in the pool with her. He's like, oh, do you want the Pokemon plush doll? She's like, yeah. Oh, what are you willing to do for it? She's like, I don't know. What are you willing to do for it? It's like, I'll give you a hug No, I want to know what you would really do for it. And I like literally bitch slapped him. I'm like, give her the fucking plush doll, dude. And he got mad. Like
Oh my goodness.
he was pissed. He doesn't like me. He hates my guts. He tried to get me in trouble one year with San Japan. Uh, everyone in San Japan knows me. He tried to accuse me of stealing a badge from one of his staff members, and they pretty much said, like, I'm gonna take down the post now. Like, hey, like, who's the guy that stole the badge? Him? Goku? No, he didn't steal the badge. This was their head of security that said this about me. Even the owner of San Japan walked in. He's like, what's going on? They're accusing him of stealing a badge. He stole the badge? He didn't steal the badge. As a matter of fact, this guy that accused me of stealing the badge, no one believed him because, one, I would not steal a fucking badge. Well, it's just a fucking badge. I'm not going to steal that shit. They gave me a free badge. Like, here, Goku, we're going to give you a free badge this year, but next year, just get your own badge. I'm like, all right, say less. And they pretty much cut their contract with this guy. They no longer work with him anymore. He's not even around the con community. I did see him at a anime convention in the Houston greater area, hanging out. It was the convention in, I'm not gonna say the name, but y'all pretty much already know what I'm talking about. You know, it has a beach next to it. He was there hanging out, but it was Thursday. It wasn't Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I really don't know if he was at the convention at all. But like, there are a lot of people that are just fucking full of shit that go to these cons, that work these cons, that are assholes, that are like they're full of shit. They're just over the, like, there are some people that are like, how do you say stuck up? I guess stuck up would be the word. They think they're better than everyone. Oh, I'm safety. Yeah, you're safety. You're not even a rent-a-cop. You're less than security.
Yeah, you're just some dude who, like, is there.
You're a dude with a whistle and a pouch full of quarters, so you can call the real cops.
Mm-hmm.
I've had safety members like get attitudes with me at conventions because they think they're security and they're not. I've had vendors give attitudes because they want to overcharge for shit. I've had staff members. These are not just cons in like Houston or Texas. These are cons all over the country. They're like staff members that feel. No, go ahead. You can laugh.
Ulysses? I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. They love the smell of their farts, basically.
They do. They sure do.
Oh wait, 321 is telling me I know exactly who this is. He's also a drug dealer. My head stopped recently, but was definitely peddling stuff. I think he was on the stuff. They love to smell their own farts, basically. Pretty much, if they could kiss their own ass and suck their own dick, they would.
I mean, a lot of people know how to suck their own dick. If you have enough mental fortitude, you probably could.
No, no, that's my response.
What is that, Madagascar?
No, that's just a random picture from the internet.
I've also been around.
Like, legitimately, this is my reaction to what you just said.
I've also been around. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna share one more just for the hell of it.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a good Tuesday afternoon.
That's right, and this is just a shit talking podcast. Like, seriously, we're just talking shit, talking about stuff that probably needs to be talked about, because the main show is going to be the main show, the Geeks Forever podcast, is going to be very journalistic. It's going to be reviews, interviews, actual discussions with proof. No more he said, she said, because there's a lot of that. There's a lot of false information. There's a lot of truth.
Mm-hmm.
But there seems to be just as much false information as there is like actual truth out there. And with Shit Talkie Tuesdays, I don't have to be a journalist. I don't have to do any research. I'm literally on here. You know what I think is stupid? I think this is stupid, or, like, I can just talk about this chair all day.
And what to do with it in the several ways that it's made for the defense of people of color.
Yeah, that's right. Or we can talk about simps, Actually, I'm going to dedicate an entire episode to simps.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Put me on that one. I have so many stories.
Oh, do tell, do tell.
I got screenshots of things that you would only think that people would make up, but I got so many simp stories.
No, we got you. We got you.
I
Definitely.
gotta send you my favorite one. The guy, he's also a cosplayer, but he's in the Northern California scene, and I'm so sorry for putting it out there, but it's funny. It's so funny. The guy doesn't understand. He may be embarrassed. I think it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life.
We have two types of We have two types of con goers:
Yeah.
smart and dumbass.
And then there's the roofied water. Oh.
No.
Oh.
Hold on. That's here. I got actually. I don't have something for that, but I got this.
I'm actually looking for the photo to
Oops.
show you right now because I had to take a picture of it from another phone because I was scared that he would see it if I screenshotted it, but it was really funny. Oh my god, where is it? I just
This was
you know,
me
yeah,
today. By the way, this was me at work.
Wow, I just realized it's Tuesday. Wow.
It's only Tuesday. Why isn't it later in the week?
if you're paying $5 for a bottle of smart water, it's not working.
So, I mean, the conventions do need a lot of conventions are going to be perfect. People want to feel safe. They want to go to them. You compare. I don't want to be like that old guy that just bitches and complains. Because one, I'm not that old. But I will say this. I don't like it feels like conventions have completely changed from how they used to be to how they are now. Like I feel like maybe they weren't, maybe because I was new and I just didn't know better and I was just kind of naive to it. But I feel like conventions were definitely a little bit more accepting, or maybe not. I don't know, because anime conventions. I've been going to anime conventions since 2007, the same as the person that we were talking about earlier today, because they did say in their statement, they've been going to. Says it right. Well, I've been attending anime conventions since 2007. So yeah, it does say it on there. My first anime convention was Onicon when it was at the Georgia Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas. Um, so I definitely felt like it was a little bit more welcoming. I feel like it's definitely welcoming now. That's not the case, but people were so I don't know. Like somebody shared their thoughts with me, but like there was a lot of gatekeeping. I guess there isn't as much gatekeeping. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm just full of shit.
Oh no, I actually spoke about that in the podcast I was a guest in this past
Uh huh.
Friday, about gatekeeping. I brought up the subject because I was like, it's controversial, of course, but a lot of people have different views on it, on what exactly gatekeeping is, to what extent. It's I think it's messed up. I know where I stand on. I don't think anyone other as one of the podcasters stated, the guest, the only people that could gatekeep are the creators themselves of the characters or the
Mhm.
anime. So no one deserves to gatekeep. I mean, it's like, oh, you're cosplaying the same person I'm cosplaying. Well,
I wouldn't
just
agree
fucking.
with. I don't agree with the gatekeeping where the creators can gatekeep at all, because sometimes the creators don't. So like yeah, the creators do have like the final say when it comes to their product and whatever the case is, but like sometimes your creation becomes bigger than what you intended it to become, and then it becomes so big that you cannot just change something or make a decision without like the community say, because there are like different continuities out there. Like look at
True.
DC Comics. There's so many different versions of Superman. Like there's like things that have happened.
Oh
Like
yeah, I
there
think they meant sorry. I think they meant like um the only no one is allowed to gatekeep like as cosplayers because we didn't create the um but I mean I'm sure I think it's still screwed up as you stated if the own
right. Well, the
creators
gatekeep
gatekeep.
Well, gatekeeping goes beyond cosplay. Like, look at gamers. Gamers are fucking notorious for
God, the
gatekeeping.
gamers.
Oh,
Gamers are
I'm a
like,
gamer.
what do you play? Oh, I got a PS5. That's it. That's it. You don't have PC. You don't have Nintendo. You're not a real gamer unless you have like 10 consoles.
Oh, I remember when I was a middle schooler, I was super shy, as I stated, I selected mute, so I was just trying to strike up a conversation because um, trying to make good friends, trying to socialize. And there was this kid to my left. I was talking about like gaming, and he was just like looking at me like I was crazy or something. And he was like, "I'm a gamer. I probably know more than you, just because I was a girl."
Oh
I was like,
yeah. If
I
you're so
was
much of a gamer, then what's the size of Mario's penis?
Yeah. So I've never heard that one, but I
No,
was gonna
that's like
refer to like it's kind of like okay, so here's a good example of gatekeeping with the gaming community. It's like whenever people ask you, do you play video games? Yeah. What do you play? Oh, I play Madden. What the fuck? Why? Madden. You're not a gamer. You're not a gamer. Madden. Like people that play NBA, Madden, whatever fucking race car game or baseball game in MLB the Show. If you play FIFA, you're not a gamer. Like, and it pisses me the fuck off when people say that shit.
like, isn't
Because
that a game itself?
right, like, oh, you're playing Madden. That's stupid. Why don't you go outside and just play football?
What?
Yeah, like I've heard that shit. Like people will legitimately say that. Like some of the toxic hardcore gamers will say shit like why don't you if you're gonna play Madden, you might as well just go outside and actually play football. And I'm like, well, I don't understand why the fuck do you play Street Fighter? Huh? Why don't you just go out into the streets and start throwing hands with strangers and see how
why do
that
you
fucking
play Call
ends?
of Duty? Why don't you just go join the military and
What
shoot
about
Right.
someone?
or Grand Theft Auto? Let's go
You're right.
GTA outside.
Go commit
Yeah,
some
just go
crimes
steal a
and run
car.
from the cops. Don't do that. Don't do that. Geek Cyber doesn't condone uh, criminal activities or breaking the law or running from the cops. Uh, but yeah, like Street Fighter is a good example. Like, why don't you do that in real life? Why don't you go start a fight with somebody on the streets? Why don't you
Yeah,
go
dude, do
throw
what they do in Street Fighter and destroy a car.
right? Go out and start throwing balls at stray animals and see if you can capture them. See if that dog doesn't bite you in the ass. It's
Oh my god.
uh we got some comments. I do want to try you back in high dude, you never played Atari. What the fuck? Back in high school, I was in PX shopping and I had Marvel buttons in my bag, and some random dude came up to me and started quizzing me on Marvel facts. That's the thing about comics. You can be a comic book fan and start at any point. Comic books, Superman is about to he's about to age at 100 years. Superman's like what, 10 years away, something like that. Superman is
He's
almost
old
100 years
shit.
old. Right. Superman is the first superhero comic, not the first comic, the first superhero comic. Superman created with Superman, the superhero genre was created. Now, with that being said, Marvel is almost as old. They're not as old, but they're almost as old. To actually know everything there is to know about comics, people don't even know shit about our own country. And they don't know everything about comics. They don't know anything about this country. They don't know shit. People didn't know that Batman used to use a gun.
Yeah.
Batman used a gun in the beginning. The very few. As a matter of fact, DC is just Detective Comics. I don't know why it's called DC Comics. That just means Detective Comics.
Because people don't know. They think they know, but it's just that really grinds my
Batman
gears.
used a gun, and Superman couldn't fly in the beginning. Why do you need to leap? Okay, let me put it like this: faster than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Why does he need to jump over a building if he can fly? Why? because he couldn't. Superman couldn't fly, and a lot of people didn't know that. There are a lot of people that are getting into comic books that don't know the entire history of comic books. And that's fine. They don't have to know all of it because it's so much, and a lot of it doesn't count anymore. People don't know about the Silver Age Superman, the bullshit Superman, the one that could like make up power. Let me put it like this. The Silver Age Superman is so insanely strong. If the One Punch Man guy, Saitama, challenged him to a fight, Superman could not only copy his powers, but double them. The
Yeah, it's
Silver
what we
Age
call in the roleplay community god modding. And that's illegal.
Yes. Superman had god modding. Superman could literally invent powers on the fly.
I remember when they nerfed the Flash because he was way too powerful.
They nerfed a lot of heroes. They nerfed a lot of people. There's some X-Men characters, some Marvel characters, there's DC characters. They have nerfed the shit out of them because they were just too strong. There was Superboy Prime, who was like so fucking angry and like just bitchy all the time. He like punched, they were in the Phantom Zone. He punches the universe and breaks it. He breaks the multiverse. And that's actually how Jason Todd, the Red Hood, the second Robin who had died, came back to life. He came back to life because Superboy Prime punched the universe and broke it.
I mean, the fact that DC has what's it called? They've there's just so many canon and non-canon.
No, everything's canon in
versions.
DC.
I mean,
Everything in DC is canon because they have their multiverse. So DC
Yeah.
is really huge on their multiverse, and they call everything for. So the way it works with DC is that there's the main continuity, and then there's what they call Elseworlds. Elseworlds means that it's not part of the main continuity, but it's still part of the DC multiverse.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Okay, it's not. I
Well,
used
no,
the
because
wrong
canon
word.
is mostly used for like anime.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, and
I was trying
like
to.
no, go ahead.
No, I was trying to come up with the word. I'm just like multitasking at the moment because my dog really needs
I mean,
pets.
no, you're good. You're good. You can say main canon. You can just say main canon just to make it simple. But like in DC, they call it Elseworlds, and Marvel has the multiverse as well. So they even Digimon, uh, the manga, the video games, and the anime have a multiverse to where they're all connected. Ninja Turtles has it. Power Rangers has it. Digimon has it. A lot of continuities have it, and like other continuities are starting to like develop multiverses. Like I know Dragon Ball is definitely like in that direction where they're doing multiverses now and different timelines.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball definitely. Especially now with Super and Future Trunks and the what's it called? The other what's it called? The other timeline of Future Trunks because he broke it with the Black Goku coming in. I have to catch up honestly, but it's like it's becoming
So this is the panel that I was talking about
whoa
from the comic books where he punches the universe from the Phantom Zone and he breaks the multiverse. So in the like the right hand, like the corner, you see Batman holding Robin. That's the Robin that died. That's Jason Todd. He comes back to life because of this event. They retconned it. They changed it. But yeah, this caused there's Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then there's Final Crisis. This is the
I
Final
see
Crisis.
Galatea, Power Girl on the bottom. Wow, the amount of detail in this.
This was a really good comic book panel. Actually inspired one of my art pieces, but I do need to address some comments real quick. So mobile gamings aren't real games. LOL. The original reason why I built my gaming PC was so I could play Sims 3 with all the expansion packs and a million mods without it crashing. Actually, that's why I got a gaming PC as well. But it was Sims 4, not 3. Be gay, do a crime. I'm broke. I play the same 5 games every year. Okay, that's still
That's
considered.
valid.
That is valid. The one superpower a lot of people overlook is any dad being able to sneeze so loud they break the sound barrier. Yes, it's my grandfather sneezed that loud. Superboy Prime time was super annoying. Yeah, Superboy Prime is such an asshole. I hated Superboy Prime. I hated everything they did with him. Superboy Prime was so fucking strong that he murders the Teen Titans like nothing. So they didn't they eventually put him in the source file? I think so. I never got to finish that. So Superboy Prime, what a piece of shit. He's overpowered. He's a broken character. There are characters like in cartoons, in comic books that are so insanely powerful. Like they even make fun of like the writers, like, the writer, like there was one where they rebooted super like the entire DC universe and Superman was like, nah, you're not gonna reboot me. Like that's legitimately in the comic book.
That's the word I was looking for, reboot. But what do you guys think about the movies? The
Ugh.
DC and Marvel movies?
Goodness
So
gracious.
so Marvel had a great so here's the thing I love about Marvel. Marvel had a plan. They stuck to the plan, they executed that plan, and it was amazing. The movies were great. I love all of them. I watched every single one. So Marvel movies were, I don't think they intended to go past the Infinity War because it feels like they didn't have shit. Like some of the movies that came out, like look at what is it? Damn it, the one up with the Shang-Chi, Quan Chi. What was it called? I'm sorry. Shang-Chi, the one with the rings.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember the name though.
Can somebody put the name in the chat? I would love you forever. So that one was not planned. That one was they were testing the waters because you notice there are some superheroes they gave movies to that haven't like appeared again. They just like kind of disappeared. That's because they didn't have like concrete plans for those heroes, and they kind of just did the movie to test the waters and see if they got popular or not. And that's what Marvel's kind of doing now, and that's why people think Marvel's kind of shitty because they're trying to see what's going to work and what's not going to work before they do their next big Avengers movie. And I think they're going about it all wrong. I'm also kind of pissed off, and people are going to get mad at me. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. Thank you. That's what it's called. I believe they should have recasted T'Challa. I love Chadwick Boseman. I love Chadwick Boseman as an actor. I loved him as T'Challa in the Black Panther movie. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. I do not agree that they killed off the character. I probably just pissed off a lot of people and lost a lot of viewers on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe they should have recast him, and I'll tell you why. We've had different versions of Superman. Different actors play Superman. We've had different actors play Batman. Because for some reason we need someone to play Superman. We need some level of representation of Superman because Superman is a symbol of hope. He's a symbol of justice. He's a role model for children to look up to. He's someone that people can, create values on. Even kryptonite has become a word in the English dictionary. It's a real word now. And I think kryptonite's an element now.
And it's also a song.
Right. There's different types of Superman songs. There's one called Kryptonite by Three Doors Down. There's different songs about Superman. Here's the thing. Superman will always have some level of representation because they're going to recast them over and over and over and over. Why can't we have that for T'Challa? T'Challa is a character that gives representation to people of color, especially Black children. They have someone to look up to, a role model, someone that looks like them, someone they want to be like, someone they can strive to mimic, to be their role model, to a goal, a mentor, someone that's there. He is their Superman for
That's
some
true.
children. And it's not just for black children. He is the Superman for a lot of children that, white children, Hispanic children, Latino children, black children, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Jack,
we need.
go ahead.
Oh, we need more diversity.
Right. We need more diversity. And because he passed away, we were trying to honor his legacy, which is something that, yes, we should do. But don't let the legacy of the Black Panther T'Challa character die as well. Keep that going. It's going to suck. People are going to be upset. But people were upset when they casted Christian Bale as Batman. People were upset when they casted Henry Cavill as Superman. People were upset when they casted Homeboy as Captain America because he was already the Human Torch. People were not happy with a lot of Marvel's choices. They weren't happy with Nova, the guy they got to, the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. He plays Nova. He was like that goofy kid in like, what was the movie where they're smuggling drugs from Mexico to the US in an RV? In that movie, they made a meme about it with Jennifer Aniston's in it. I'm not sure. Somebody in the comment section help me out.
Don't think I know that one.
But definitely they should recast Shala. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I think they should recast T'Challa. I think they should continue T'Challa's legacy because it's creating a role model that children can look up to.
It was also a fantastic movie.
It's a great movie. I love. The movie was my Uncle Enrique. But agree with me or disagree with me. Let me know in the comment section. Do you agree that they should have recasted T'Challa? Yes or no? Let me know. We're running out of time. Like I said, we didn't get to talk about Suicide Squad, but one thing we will say: look out for sleazy wig sellers that sell you used wigs with bodily fluids
from not humans.
Ugh.
Or that they did it last minute because just I guess smoking weed all the time, and also the wig was a completely different color all the way from the bottom of and that wasn't part of the plan. And
all right.
Yeah.
So actually, I was gonna sorry to interrupt, but somebody gave us the answer. It's We're the Millers.
That movie.
Oh, that's the movie.
Yeah, the redheaded kid, is Nova in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But guys, keep a lookout. We'll be back. So I'll be back tomorrow with another show. We're gonna do daily content now. So we do have some other projects coming out. I did sign up for a charity, for two charities actually. One of them is the Let's Prevent Soldier Suicide charity, which is where you do 30 hours of gaming, and it's all for like people donate to the cause. I'm going to try to raise $100. I will get all that information tomorrow because I don't have it in front of me. I'm also doing Extra Life, so I'll be doing both charities this month, and I'll be doing Extra Life this month and next month. I'm going to try to raise hopefully $200. I'm not expecting a lot. But with the Let's Prevent Soldiers Suicide, I'm going to try to raise $100. So I will be streaming for that one. It's 30 hours of gaming. So I'm going to be streaming Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and if I can get my hands on it, Power World.
Amazing.
Oh, Power World is not that expensive. I could probably get it for you.
I'm broke. Like, you have no idea. Like, I am like so broke. Like, I am in the negative. Broke Squad. I want to get it on PC, but yeah, no, I just can't afford it right now. So whenever I get it.
Okay, gamers, this just in, donate to his OnlyFans account.
We have OnlyHands. We have an OnlyHands account.
Yeah,
It's like OnlyFans, but we throw hands instead.
yeah. Donate to the Only Hands, and then let's see what what happens.
So another thing is, so we're not really entirely sure what's going to happen next week. So I was talking to Ninja, and we are going to invite a guest to talk about the drama that's going on in Oklahoma. But more drama recently just came out. Some big drama with
Oh,
Victoria Comic Con.
What? Oh, I'm
So
curious.
Victoria Comic Con got ripped off. They got snubbed by the agent to a celebrity guest, and they posted
What?
all the receipts. Everything is out there for you to see. I
Oh,
contacted Victoria Comic Con, and they have agreed to come on the podcast to talk about the incident.
whoa.
amazing.
So they will come on the show. We don't know if they're going to come on the regular show or come on a Tuesday. We're still working out the details. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about Suicide Squad, killed the Justice League, and the controversy that is creating is this. It came out, breaking the internet right now. Lots of fans have already started bitching and protesting the video game because of what happens to the legacy of a certain talent that participates in the game. I'm not going to go into detail. Once again, spoiler alerts. Tomorrow, the game comes out on Friday on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. You can get it digitally right now for $100 and get early access to the game. You get 72 hours in advance to play the game. There's already spoilers videos on the internet right now. If you watch tomorrow's podcast, there will be spoilers. So make sure you are aware of that before you tune in. I'm not trying to scare anybody away, but hey, if we do hey, look, you saw it here. There you go. Yes.
Let's go.
So we got a lot going on. Allcon will be joining the podcast. I got to get the dates on that, but that will be in February. Ushicon might be joining us next week on Monday. I'm not sure. We still got to get Legacy and Nerd. We're still doing so we're going to do 2 podcast specials next month. They're kind of like our pay-per-view or WWE pay-per-views, but they're not pay. You don't pay to watch them. They're free. We're going to do our all-girl podcast next month. We're still trying to figure out who we want to get on the show. That will be happening. And we're going to get some couples on the show for our Valentine's Day special. We're still deciding if we want to do February 13th or the 15th, but we don't want to do the 14th because people are actually going out for Valentine's Day. So we're going to do a Lovers 5 Ever special for couples to come on and talk about couples shit. Yep. It's one of those shows.
No, they're gonna talk about premarital hand holding. Oh God.
Oh no. I'm going to hell.
Oh no.
I mean,
Can't do that.
Look, I'm not. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Why am I thinking of the Jonas Brothers with their absence?
I want to thank. So I want to give a chance to our guest, Miss Petite Cosplay, to promote her social media, promote her stuff, what's going on, and anything she's got coming up.
Hey guys, yeah, I mean, I'm just a small cosplayer, but definitely passionate. You can catch me at Instagram.com/MissPetiteCosplay and Facebook as well, and TikTok. So I'm definitely gonna try doing more podcasts and guesting in more podcasts of different kinds, and hope to see you guys there. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll definitely love to have you back on here, especially for the all girls one.
I'm down. Thank you.
Since the hand holding. For those of you that aren't aware, we did post our secondary YouTube channel in the chats below. It is our Shit Talkie Tuesdays YouTube channel. It's our secondary channel. If you haven't already started following our main channel, it is Geeks 5 Ever on YouTube. I will post a link to that channel. That will be in the post as well. But yeah, no, make sure you subscribe to both channels so you can be, and make sure you ringling the dingling button because you want to be notified every time we go live. We now go live starting February 5th, 2024. We will go live every Monday through Friday Actually, we're going to go live every day of the week that I can possibly can, as long as we don't have a convention. We have on Mondays the Geeks Five Ever podcast. Tuesdays is Shit Talkie Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we're not sure what we're doing yet. Thursdays will be the Terrible Fan Fiction podcast. That's right. I'm going to make a YouTube channel for that one as well. I just come up here and read some shitty fan fiction, get a headache, and maybe drink. And then on Fridays, which is twice a month, not every week, but twice a month, we will do our Dark Side of the Community podcast. Our first episode for season 2 is anime fans.
Oh goodness.
Ooh, God.
Do
I'd shudder
anime
at the thought.
fans secretly hate anime?
Oh, I don't even think that should be a secret.
The shipping wars. I can see that coming.
Anime fans is definitely our first subject. That we're still working out when it will debut. I think it's going to debut next week I will make an announcement on. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, because that's when we announce whenever we have our shows and who's going to be on our show. I want to thank Dankpuss. Go ahead and plug in your stuff before I close out the show.
Dagtopus Hunter on damn near everything. Do not look at my Twitter. Look at it with your own discretion, especially if you don't like men. And don't go there if you are not aforementioned. We only like people who are 21 up in here. If you are too young, why?
Yeah, you need to be like eating cookies and drinking milk and watching cartoons.
Yeah, you should be like how SpongeBob was that one episode when he was like grandma's cookies.
As a grown ass man, I still want I miss when my grandma doesn't really make homemade tortillas anymore, but I miss it.
Oh no, my grandma's arroz con leche. Oh, so good. I'm
She
sorry,
still
I'm
makes that.
Hispanic.
It's okay. Don't have to apologize for
Don't
that.
apologize for being Hispanic. You got to be like, I'm Hispanic. Yeah.
I'm the opposite of like the stereotype of being Hispanic where you yell all the time, or like those soap operas. But I'm just rambling.
No, you're good. All right. So you don't have to. So I'm about to end the show. All right, guys. Like I said, follow on Instagram, Facebook. You don't have to leave right away though, because we usually have a post show thing. But all right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Stay classy, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
Woo!
Spoilers. Bye, everyone.
Bye.